Hello, everyone. My name is Liana Salinas. I'm here hosting today's Bent But Not Broken live chat with our special guests who are going to be sharing a little bit about themselves, how they're involved with the conference, and why you should come and attend Bent But Not Broken 3.0. So let's kick it off. I'd love to introduce everybody. And I have to say, no one can introduce themselves as well as they can. I know it's awkward, you guys. I don't like talking about myself. I know you don't want to talk about all of your accolades, all of the history of what you bring to this amazing group, but I have to beg you to please, please, please just, share what you're doing out in the world and how it is maybe that you have gotten involved with Bent But Not Broken. So let's start with Vinroy Brown. Tell us a little bit about
Oh,
yourself, sir.
I am Vinroy Brown. I am a conductor, musicologist. I go back with Bent But Not Broken since the very beginning. I am on the performance studies faculty at Westminster Choir College, where I have the honor of conducting the Westminster Jubilee Singers. And the Westminster Jubilee Singers gave the opening concert for Bent But Not Broken 1.0. And since then, I have given presentations and shared some of my scholarship and music that really means a lot to who I am, and kind of shapes what I do academically. So, in addition to my responsibilities at Westminster, I am the artistic director and conductor of the Capitol Singers of Trenton, director of music and worship arts at Elmwood United Presbyterian Church, and currently am a PhD student at Temple University. So those are the things that make up my life. I'm
You're
happy
just doing the most here and there and everywhere and blessing everyone with your talents and your knowledge. And I'm so happy that you're part of Bent But Not Broken yet again. We're going to get into what exactly you're going to be contributing to 3.0. But with such a history with the conference, I can't wait for you to also share your experiences in the past couple of years as an attendee, as a presenter, all of the things. So next, let's have Ariel Alvarado. Now, you have a couple of different connections with Bent But Not Broken. Share with us, please.
Sure. So I am Ariel Alvarado. I am the brand new education and outreach coordinator here at Elevate Vocal Arts. I also have hands with the Wilmington Children's Chorus. I'm their assistant director for the year, and Mendelssohn Chorus of Philadelphia, where I'm their assistant conductor and director of community programs. We're doing a lot of things. I'm trying to keep up with everybody else, so we're getting our hands in the ring there. My first introduction to Bent But Not Broken was as an ensemble member of Elevation, which was for 2.0 last year. My introduction to Elevate Vocal Arts was in the inaugural Summer Institute cohort. I was one of those people, and I made my way into the Elevation from there and was so pleased to not only sing for the Bent But Not Broken 2.0 conference, but to get to attend a lot of sessions and learn from and see some of the people that meet some of the people that I've been looking up to for a long time. And so this year as Education Outreach Coordinator, I will continue to sing. You'll see me on stage for Bent But Not Broken 3.0. And if you're an educator, you may, fingers crossed, see an email from me very soon about signing up for the Honor Choir program and making sure that you all have all of your needs.
Awesome. Well, I see someone in the chat ask, hey guys, what are you talking about? So if you're just joining our IG Live or Facebook Live, we are here talking about the Bent But Not Broken conference that's coming up in October. You won't want to miss it. If you're a music educator, a musician, a composer, this conference amplifies the voices of Black musicians, composers, educators, the whole diaspora. It's knowledge, it's community, it's relationship building. So you're definitely going to want to learn more about the conference here with our guests. Speaking of which, last but most definitely not least, Dr. Tammy Kernodle. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and how you are part of Bent But Not Broken.
So I'm just happy to be here, first of all. I am currently the Park Creative Arts Endowed Professor and University Distinguished Professor of Music at Miami University in Ohio, which is located in Oxford, Ohio. And I'm a musicologist, also a practitioner, a pianist, and conductor and a vocalist as well, whose work, kind of crosses a lot of disciplinary boundaries. And so I learned about Bent Not Broken through Dr. Jillian Harrison Jones, who told me about Elevate Vocal Arts and told me, you've got to participate, you've got to come. And so I'm glad to be joining what it sounds like, and being part of a history that has already, richly been kind of told a little bit here in these few moments.
Well, we are so happy to have you. And I'm so ecstatic to be on the official media and marketing team for the conference this year, with the one and only Maria A. Ellis, girl conductor. We're going to be the dynamic duo behind the social media and just making sure that all of the stories from the conference actually get to be shared with everyone who isn't able to attend, and everyone who is actually able to be there. We're just connecting the dots between the sessions and all the celebrations that happen throughout the conference. So I'd love to kick it off with a little bit of a backstory. If you have attended the conference before, obviously music educators, we're so used to going to conferences, ACDA, Chorus America, maybe some regional and or even local conferences. But I have to say, Bent But Not Broken really does have a very special energy. So if you've been before, whoever wants to pop in first, I'd love for you to just share your experience of what it's like to actually attend the conference. And I have to press pause because guess who's here? Perfect timing. The founder himself, Arion Harley-Emerson.
Hi, y'all. I'm so happy to see you all. Dr. Kernodle, Sarah, it's so good to see you. My brother Vinroy, Ariel, Liana, so good to see you all. And welcome to everyone who is watching. And we're going to talk about some of these amazing things about Bent But Not Broken. I'm just literally running from a gospel choir rehearsal. We have rehearsals on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we just ended, and it's the beginning of the semester. I'm trying to figure out schedules and who's here and there, and so it's still a little bit crazy. And our registration system was down this week, so you can imagine how crazy it was for school. But Bent But Not Broken is so important because it's more than a conference. Bent But Not Broken is a movement, y'all. So Bent But Not Broken is that long-term commitment that we make to doing the work that must be done. Bent But Not Broken is not like another conference because Bent But Not Broken is continual. Though we get together and we convene at one moment in time throughout the year, the work that we do is continuing, and it's really important work. The work is hard. The work is ongoing. And how do we get the name of Bent But Not Broken? I think that's a good place to start with is in the Black church, Black pastors often talk about the palm tree. And during a storm, what happens is that palm tree blows all over the place. And it's going to bend sometimes. And sometimes a palm tree will bend and almost be completely parallel to the ground. But let me tell you one thing. It bends and never breaks. That palm tree will come and pop right back up. Amen and amen. Right? And so people talk about this idea of being bent but not broken. And so when thinking about what this conference would be about, I thought that it would be a really good place, a good euphemism, metaphor, etc., for this work that we need to do. One, it captures a bit of the Black experience and a people that are so resilient and whose music has been a part of that story of resilience. But two, we know that in these contemporary and modern times that there is still anti-Blackness. We know that there are still shackles of oppression, economic oppression, bel canto supremacy, and more. And even in spite of those things, that we can continue to pop back continually. And so that's really important. And to remember that even though there are setbacks, that we are still whole. We are not broken. And so that is kind of how we got the name of Bent But Not Broken. And Bent But Not Broken is this metaphor and euphemism for the work. And it is more than a conference, it's a movement. So I'll stop interrupting the flow of conversation here, and we can go back to what the conference looks like, is where I think you were going, Liana.
Arion, I love the metaphor though. I'm here in Florida and we have these torrential storms lately, and I get to see the palm trees outside of my door every single day, just bending, bending, bending. And I'm like, oh God, is this the one that's going to make it snap? But no, there's a resilience and there is a fiery energy. And that's kind of where we left off, talking about the special energy that happens at Bent But Not Broken. Just to me, so unique, so different than any other conference that I've ever attended. So whoever'd like to go first and just share their experience, unmute, go for it.
I guess I'll go. This year, I'm really excited about the opportunity to be one of the honor choir conductors. I appreciate Bent But Not Broken because as someone who is I don't want to say accepting a fate. I don't think it's a fate. I do think it's a call to musicology. Um, Bent But Not Broken has afforded me the opportunity to share my musicology with the profession, to share what I'm doing, to share my work. And it is a space, all of us who are kind of in spaces of higher education, or who are in these kind of performance and scholarly spheres, oftentimes we're in spaces where we are in the minority. And when we're in those spaces, we have to actively kind of always put on, right? There's a kind of underlying feeling of always needing to present a version of ourselves that it's still very much ourselves, but is a version that we think will be best appropriate for that space. And Bent But Not Broken is really the only professional space I live in that I just get to be myself and not have to worry about what people are going to think when I am my authentic self. And that's so desperately needed in the profession. And it's important to be around scholars and practitioners and around artists who are actively engaged in the work and are doing it at a really high level. We're getting to a place where our fellow organizations are starting to create spaces where we can do this, but to have our own space to do this work and to have our own space to shine and to be in a room where it's just Black excellence through and through. I've not experienced it in the way that I've experienced at Bent But Not Broken. And Bent But Not Broken, to me, is the quintessential experience for the Black scholar, for the Black professional, for the Black musicer. It is the experience we need in the profession. And my brother also throws a really good party. And we get to be that kind of Black too. And I love it. I love that we can be scholarly and social and scholarly, and all the facets of us are represented at Bent But Not Broken. And that's why I believe in it, and I'm happy to be its champion for that cause, for that reason.
That could not have been a better transition to, we have to put a pause in here and a big invitation, a formal invite to the sneaker ball. Arion, please tell us a little bit about the sneaker ball this year, because it's going to be a party.
Okay, so it is true. My folk, my people, we love arts and culture. We love scholarship, and we love having time where we can celebrate one another in community and love and joy. And so this year we are adding a new component called the sneaker ball. So a lot of times you might go to conferences and there might be a more formal attire and things that might feel like it's not your jam. But the sneaker ball is for everybody. It is going to happen on the Friday evening of the conference. What is that, the 23rd, 24th, 25th? October 25th. After the Elevation concert, we will invite you all to back to the hotel where we have this great space, and we are going to celebrate Black joy, because Black joy is an important part of the musicking, as Vinroy was saying. And so what do you wear to the sneaker ball? Well, you wear sneakers. You can wear plain sneakers. You can wear some fancy sneakers. You can wear some high tops. You can wear whatever you want to the sneaker ball. But the idea is, don't be worried about anything but your shoes. So make sure that you come right with your sneakers, right? And we'll take a look at all the sneakers. There'll be some fun and some prizes, and you best believe there's going to be some line dances. So enjoy, and we're really excited to be able to offer this new programmatic component.
I can't wait. It's just one of so many events within the bigger umbrella of the conference that make it so worth going, because it's so unique. You don't get to do that anywhere else. So I'd love to know, Ariel, as an attendee, getting to experience all of these different parties and sessions, and you're hearing lectures and you're watching concerts. Is there anything that stands out to you as a former attendee that really makes the conference so special to you?
I think there's a profound sense of community that becomes very, very apparent very quickly. That, like, the moment that you enter into this space, you really you really understand, and you really feel that everyone is there because of one thing, or because of this particular idea that we can rally around. And so the awkwardness as an early career educator of a national ACDA, of like trying to meet people and putting getting connections and knowing where people are from, and like there's like a little bit of a barrier, like that barrier truly doesn't exist at Bent But Not Broken. That, like, you sit down next to someone randomly and they're immediately open and immediately warm and receptive to what you have to say. And I also have to say that, like, Bent But Not Broken kind of spoiled me in a lot of sense as an early career person. Like, this was my first professional singing opportunity, being a member of Elevation. I also was a conducting masterclass participant last year. And so the opportunity to conduct a fine group like Elevation and get feedback not only from Dr. Jan Taylor, but from all of the experts in the room, who were very, very ingratiating and very, very kind towards me. And to like Vinroy was saying earlier, of like, this is one of the few spaces where like Black excellence is at the forefront. And as a young Black educator, I get to be myself fully at all times in this program. And so all of those things make Bent But Not Broken in totality a very, very special place, and somewhere that I hype up wherever I go. And I'm telling everybody now that I'm seeing, you should be at Bent But Not Broken, especially living in Wilmington. I'm like, there's no reason to not be there. Like, you just need to be there. Everything is 15 minutes away from each other. So just come. We're just all gonna hang out together. It's gonna be great.
Exactly. Shout it from the rooftops. And I'm glad that you brought up the conducting masterclass, because there is still time. If you think that you'd like to participate, we're looking for undergraduate, graduate, or early career conductors of color to participate in the masterclass. And speaking of other opportunities, there's another new facet of the conference this year. It's the NIA Award that is specifically targeted to Black early career conductors or music educators. Since we have Arreon here, can you please tell us about this award? Because in the planning stages of the conference, as it was being developed, I was so inspired that this was going to be a new addition to the conference. And I'm just so happy that, it's something that you're building into Bent But Not Broken this year. Tell us all about it.
Sure. The idea, well, NIA means purpose. It's one of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa, the Nguzo Saba. And so that's how it gets its name. It's purpose, that we are looking for people who who already have a strong sense of purpose. See, here's the thing. A lot of people think that like a lot of these awards and programs and things like that, that like you are growing leaders. And there is some truth to growing leaders, and we hone our leadership. But the truth is leadership is also an innate quality as well that many people have. And so it doesn't mean that we can't grow it, doesn't mean that we can't expand it. Of course we can, and of course we should. But the idea of the NIA Award is someone who has found their purpose and exploring music of the Black diaspora, and that they're sharing that music in some way. So that could be someone who is, maybe they're in the classroom, maybe they're in a church setting, maybe they're in a university setting, but this is something that is a part of who they are. Scholarship of Black composers, whether they are Black composers that might be household names, or perhaps Black composers who are not household names, but people who are doing this research to bring this art form to more folks. And the idea of it is also rooted in mentoring as well. And the idea is that whoever wins this award, well, there will be, in fact, in many ways, multiple members, because all of our finalists, semifinalists, will be a part of a networking lunch with some of our, I like to call them our OGs, who are some of the folks whose shoulders we stand on. But everyone is going to have, in that group, is going to have the opportunity to connect with these folks, because we know it's not just what you know, but who you know. And so we want to make sure that folks in this cohort are connected with folks who are able to open doors for them, to open their Rolodex for them. And then the person who ultimately is the person who's awarded this award, who receives this award, there we go, will receive a year of mentoring from someone who is going to who is the like Lifetime Achievement Award person, who will be announced later. We will not tell you who that is at this time, but this person will receive mentoring from them. And the hope is that we're able to establish more mentoring relationships to build social capital within the Black choral arts community.
That's incredible. I can't even imagine or stick a number on the value of what a year of mentorship from a master educator is worth. It's truly on another level. And if you know someone who you think might qualify for the NIA Award, be sure to nominate them. Speaking of amazing educators and mentors, Dr. Kernodle, can you please tell us a little bit about what you have planned for your very first session at Bent But Not Broken this year?
So I'm going to be drawing on work that I have been engaging in for a while, which is really centered on us excavating what are the sound worlds that we navigate or have navigated within our communities, within our families. So I'm going to be focusing on really folk traditions, vernacular traditions, and I don't mean folk music in the way that we conceptualize it, guitars and sitting around a fire, but the music that grounds our everyday lives, and how that has been preserved, how it has been kept as part of our history as African people in this world, and how women have served as a central role in that documentation. And so I'm gonna kind of ground it in the intergenerational conversation that has taken place between women musicians in the course of time, really kind of putting people in dialogue like Odetta and Bernice Johnson Regan and people like that, and talking about what are these song repertories that we can draw on, that we can curate from our own lives, that may tell our own family histories or our community history, and really try to challenge people to think about the music that has governed their lives. And part of the reason why I do this kind of work is because, there was a time when I was going through my training, when I was sitting in classrooms wondering why the music that I heard growing up, and the names of artists like Camilla Williams and people that I knew from my own community were not being talked about in these classrooms. And so, it's about excavating and elevating portions of a history that is oftentimes excluded from these conversations, but also challenging people to write that history by as I said before, by taking in what has been the sound world that they've existed in.
And I just want to also give Dr. Kernodle some love here. I was riding in my car maybe 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and I was listening to this most intelligent person talking about disco music and its history on the radio. And I was like, who is speaking? Who could that be? And it was none other than Dr. Kernodle. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows about this. It was on 1A. It's one of the NPR podcast affiliate programs, and the piece was called The Legacy of Disco, Decades Later. And it is an important and powerful piece, and I want to make sure that you all go and listen to that because it is wonderful, it is amazing, and it helped to contextualize more music from the Black experience that is really important in our time and space and history and stories.
Well, thank you for that shout out.
Oh,
Thank you.
And I think you can scan perhaps that QR code to be taken to the link to so that you can check out that link.
Well, this is one of the things that I love the most about Bent But Not Broken is every single session is so thoughtfully planned, and these sessions are being led by the absolute leaders of our industry who are sharing their knowledge, their wisdom, and it's not a one-way conversation. It's not a one-way lecture. It's a discussion. It's a community that wants to engage every single attendee. So I have to just go straight to the call to actions. Now is the time. If you are watching, if you are listening, now is the time to register for Bent But Not Broken. The conference will take place October 23rd through 26th, but you can register as an early bird attendee right now through Labor Day. So take advantage of that low price and block your hotel because the lodging is almost filled up and you want to get one of those spots right in the center of the action. Don't forget to apply for the conducting masterclass and nominate yourself or someone who you know for the NIA Award. Trust me, trust us, you will not want to miss this year's Bent But Not Broken 3.0. Every single year gets bigger and better, and you want to be right in the middle of it with all of these wonderful people and all of the other incredible attendees and the leaders behind this conference. So without further ado, we have a little video to showcase all of this information. Make sure to stay in touch by following BBNB Conference on Instagram, Bent But Not Broken Group on Facebook. And if you have any questions, reach out so that we can make sure they're answered and we can get you locked in and to meet everyone in person at Bent But Not Broken.
We understand that understanding is no substitution for reckoning. We reckon with our histories through our blood and our voices, our bodies and our beliefs, our protests and our lives, our new songs and new interpretations of the old. strictly bitch, you don't play around. Cover much ground, she got game by the pound. I like the way you work it. I like to back it up. I like the way you work it. I like the back